with another video. This time I'm reviewing WWE main event. It ended about 10 minutes ago. Just finished watching it on the network. Overall, it was a pretty good episode. It wasn't anything special as usual. There was a lot of non-meaningful matches, but it was entertaining, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. The first match we had was Big E, 3 Ain't Enough Man 95, taking on Alberto Del Rio. Del Rio equals greatness. But this match was non-title. It was about, we've seen it before. Del Rio's beaten him most of the times. And I think this was their third match. Yeah, so Big E versus Del Rio. Big E would end up hitting the big ending for the 1, 2, 3, and Big E would defeat Alberto Del Rio here. It was whatever, short match. Big E picked up the win. After the match, Bad News Barrett rose up from the podium, and he was basically like, I'm going to win the Intercontinental Tournament for the #1 contender. I'm going to defeat Rob Van Dam. I'm going to beat you at Extreme Rules, Big E, because you're a lousy champion, and I'm 10 times better than you and all these people. Basically getting heel heat, saying he's going to win the tournament, face Big E Extreme Rules, and beat him. Anything with Bad News Barrett is entertaining to me, so this was cool at the end. I liked how they kind of added that in there. The next thing we had was Hornswoggle of 3-Man Band versus El Torito of Los Matadores. Torito beat Hornswoggle last week, and this match was back and forth. It was just singles action, Hornswoggle versus El Torito. You had Fernando and Diego of Los Matadores ringside, Slater, McIntyre, and Mahal of 3MB ringside as well. Back and forth match. Hornswoggle would eventually hit the Tadpole Frog Splash off the top rope on El Torito for the 1, 2, 3, and Hornswoggle would even up the series 1-1 with Mini Mania, the freaking best rivalry of all time in WWE. But it's really entertaining. I hope they keep these matches up. They're always entertaining, and these little spots. But Hornswoggle defeats El Torito with the Tadpole Frog Splash for the 1, 2, 3, like I said. And yeah, Hornswoggle picks up the win, evens it up 1-1 of Mini Mania. The next match we have is gosh, I drew a blank for a second. Oh yeah, the next match we had was you had Titus O'Neil. How do you spell winner? Titus versus Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior. You knew who was going to win. You knew Sheamus was going to win. Unfortunately, I was going for Titus O'Neil. I'm a big Titus O'Neil fan as well, especially since he turned heel, but also since he was in NXT and the Primetime Players. This match was back and forth. Sheamus would hit the brogue kick on Titus O'Neil for the 1, 2, 3, and Sheamus would defeat Titus O'Neil. It was a good back and forth match, kind of entertaining for what it was worth, but you knew at the end of the day, Sheamus would pick up the big W. And then the final match of this week's episode of Main Event, you had Ryback versus Jimmy Uso in singles action. This match was back and forth. It was entertaining. It got a decent amount of time. They put on a good match, I thought, for the most part. It's obvious we're going to see Ryback versus the Usos at Extreme Rules for the Tag Team Championship, so this was just kind of a match to progress the feud. Back and forth, Curtis Axel helped Ryback with a distraction. Ryback tossed Jimmy Uso over the ring. He landed hard on the ground. Ryback would roll Jimmy Uso back in the ring. Ryback would hit his finisher Shell Shock on Jimmy Uso for the 1, 2, 3, and Ryback would defeat Jimmy Uso. Pretty good match back and forth. Ryback'll rules, as Ryback would say. And yeah, that ends this week's episode of Main Event. Overall, pretty good show. Swoggle versus Torito is always entertaining. Ryback versus Jimmy Uso was good. There really wasn't one terrible match on this episode, so I'm going to go ahead and give this show 5.25 stars out of 10. 5.25 out of 10. Hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my other videos and subscribe. Thanks, guys.